Hey, happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of Relationship Recap. I am half of Relationship Recap, Christal XO, and our other half is, of course, always clad in his pajamas, Pajama
We gonna
Mo.
bring the energy. Crystal is on low. Forgive her, y'all. She's out there. She's busting her ass, taking care of a special project. She's sleepy. She did this for us. She's 6 hours ahead.
6 hours ahead. Yeah.
So she's working with us. We truly appreciate it. I know I do. I know you guys do too. So, you know, we gonna pull this through.
Yeah, we go. Hey, I'm in Sardinia, Italy. It is 4:06.
What up, Pretty Parker?
Yeah, it's 4. It's not 3, it's 4, Tammy. It is 4, but it's all good because it is Friday. Actually, here it is Saturday. It is Saturday. But it's all good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, Mo? What's up, Tammy, Yashawn, Renee? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We made it. We made it through. We made it through another season of Never Ever Mets.
Oh yeah, yeah, we did.
We made it through another season. Now, thankfully, this season we got next week.
You got a reunion.
We got a reunion.
Now, did you tell me it was a two-part reunion
I believe it's two
earlier in the
parts. I
season?
I believe it's two parts.
If it is, they milking the hell out. They really. Ooh.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 y'all. So tonight was the finale of the Never Ever Mets, but basically it was the end of a ridiculous dance that we've been doing for what, 8 weeks, 10 weeks.
Ooh, it's been that long.
I know it's been 8. Yeah,
Huh?
just a ridiculous dance. But before we get into that, yes, I am in Italy. I'm having a good time. It's definitely um, beautiful, definitely beautiful, and definitely different. Like, I told you guys on Wednesday, those of you that were here Wednesday, one of the biggest differences is that people really, really like value, you know, family and quality time, and not everybody's not trying to, get to a dollar. They like to take time off in the middle of the day. They don't work a full day.
Would you say life is slower there?
You know what? I think I wouldn't say slower. I would say
It's
life
slow.
life is more appreciated there. Here,
Okay.
rather. I think it's like more appreciated. They are all, not from 12 to 4, from 2 to 7. It is a ghost town.
Mhm.
It's a ghost town. You can't pump gas every day. You have to excuse me, but for yawning because we've done a full day. But I mean, it's crazy that they really like. It's a lot of people that say they would like to work a shorter work week, but to actually see people that are like, no, we're not going to work a full day. We're going to
Yeah,
take time out for family.
there you go. You're not going to work and be like, we got one more extra day for the club. No, go ass down. Be around your loved ones, grow up, watch your kids grow, eat breakfast, dinner, or especially dinner at the
Mhm.
with the
Now, this, I couldn't wait to share this with you guys. So, it actually is more than just that. It is now, Sardinia, Italy is what they call a blue zone. And what that means is, because of the lifestyle, people live to be centurions here. So most people live to be over 100 here because of the way they eat. It's a lot more healthy. They drink spring water. Uh, they don't, it's not a lot. It's no fast food places here. None. It's no fast food places here. Um, there's it's very community driven. So you see people eating together, walking. So it's five places in the world like this, and this is one of them. And it's where people live to be over 100 years old. So all that stressing and all that fast food and all that, capitalist mentality, it,
Right.
it it does not fare well, in the long run.
I like that. It makes perfect sense to me. I just, who wouldn't? And to me, and that's what I mean about like living life slow, like the hustle and bustle of life
Yeah.
and speeding and taking your time and enjoying things, like living a slower life, like no fast food, fast life. You just
Mhm. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cook, and I like that.
Yep. So yeah, I'm in a blue zone. I'd never heard that word. I learned that about that today, and it was where's the juice said, Miss XO, please go somewhere and lay down. We're gonna get through this conversation, sir. We're
Yeah,
gonna get through this conversation.
we gotta definitely get some rest, but we gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we gonna get through this conversation because we got to talk about this. We've been doing this consistently every week, and so tonight was the end. And so I thought it'd be good if we just kind of go through the couples step by step that made it to this end and talk about what we where they are and what we thought about the end of the full scope of their relationship. um so I thought the first couple that made it to the end that we've talked about, of course, is here. Cinco and Jay.
Cinco and J. Ah, here's the problem. That made it to the end, but she doesn't seem all the way sold. And I know you and I have had several conversations on the show and off camera where
Hmm.
you feel like the man should like the woman a little bit more.
I have, yeah.
And here it is. We see this, but it doesn't feel right. Even the walk away, and I mean, we can start with the issues that he had a slight concern when they were talking about having sex with multiple. I don't know necessarily at the same time, but how many people in the 24-hour period?
Hmm.
And she didn't answer. She answered but didn't answer,
She did not answer.
and he felt the way about that. So starting that was the only that and the where should they move were the only two hiccups, you know. And to be honest with you, those are major hiccups.
They are. Well, I mean, to me, if you're going to move, it's contingent on everything else being good, right? And we talked about this last week. I don't have a problem with her not wanting to move because they're not married, right? I don't think you move and uproot your child unless you're married or you're getting married,
Right,
to somebody. But the fact that she wasn't able to be honest with him about, that, and also the fact that it happened during the time they were together is the biggest problem. That was a problem to me. Um, Tonight, I felt like that's why we had talked about, like, I just her little comments about, like, um he was in love with her, long before she was in love with him. And I don't know, I feel like I definitely don't think it's wrong, for one person to like the other person more. I think that's normal.
right.
But I think that she is still playing games. I'm not sure if she's actually really ready to be in a relationship with him. I just don't get that feeling. I get the feeling that she knows how to, you know, push push it off, and because remember when he got upset, she tried to make it seem like he was crazy for being upset. Y'all remember that when he was like, "What do you mean?" And was this before or after us? And then she tried to basically be like, instead of trying to understand how he felt, she tried to kind of shame him for actually having a problem with it.
That happens a lot, male and female. That happens a lot, but I do believe that I don't think she's 100%. So, but do you think it's a possibility to be that couple that made it through? That's the reason why they pushed through, because they saw where everybody else was at, and they didn't want to fall into that. They're giving advice at the end, especially him. And yeah, I love when people come to me for advice. That. So, do you think on her end, because I believe he was all in, that she just did that to save face, or she was just on the fence and didn't want to say?
Y'all know what? This is gonna be bad. I feel like she just kind of has more game than him, and I feel like she was kind of playing him. I don't think it's necessarily that, I think that she just has more game, and so it works to keep him in pocket, by just kind of making it feel good and all that. And he was, I mean, he's an attractive guy. I think he probably has her interest more than others, but I just don't think she really is that serious, and I think he's a little bit naive, because even how he was giving so much advice, it was like, y'all still ain't, just you're doing better than the rest of them, but the bar is set very low, because
That, that
the rest of the couples were ridiculous, you know what I mean? So I think that um Quay, the Canary Diamond, says, I think he really likes her, but it was more of a competition to win for her. I agree.
to win for her? What do you mean?
What? No, no, no. She thought it was more of a competition. Like, she wanted to, because you could tell she was really competitive, and I think
Oh,
she liked the fact that they were.
we got to keep in mind they're the two athletes in the house.
That's true. But I don't think he was trying to be competitive. I think he really likes her.
Well, he's a player, she's a coach, so
Wow.
metaphor. You see how that worked? You see how
I
this?
see.
See how
I
this?
see. I see. So yeah, what are your predictions? Because next week is the reunion. So let's give our predictions today. Let's be fair. What are our predictions? What percentage, 0 to 100, are we giving it for them to end up together still, when the reunion hits?
I give it 0 because she's not leaving Chicago and he ain't going up there. I hate that.
0?
I think that's the biggest problem. It's not good. They're gonna come back not being together but being friends, and it was just a moving situation. And maybe at a later date they could revisit it. But I could her support system. Even when you were saying like you have to be married and the confidence, she doesn't even seem confident at this point. But the confidence that you got to have to when you refer to that as your support system, and it is to
Right.
come whatever 1,000 miles, 100 miles to 1,000 miles in Atlanta.
Mm-mm.
She's not leaving that with a first child too. Nah, she ain't leaving.
Yeah.
Her first.
Oh. Mm. Now, this is what I think. Hey, under the olive branches, I I agree with you, but I think for the sake of the show,
The,
I think they're going to try to act like they're still together, just to make, because they've been acting so holier than thou. We're so much better than everybody else. So I think they're going to stay keep it right there and try to act like they I think it's 50-50, that they still say that they're trying to figure it out, even though they may not be, because I think it's
uh,
important for them to win.
that's a good point. They don't want to seem like fall in line with everybody else. Okay,
Hmm.
I ain't mad.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not mad.
I think so. All right, we got some. Lovey says, I disagree. I think 70% they will still be together because she doesn't want it to look like failure. That's kind of what I'm saying. I think she doesn't want it to look like failure, but I think it's really going to be more about the look than the reality.
I mean, but you think of, I mean, and they're young, so they could fall victim to that.
Yeah.
But being older, it's like that's not worth it to save face for other people, because at that point it's not even for you no more.
Yeah, but I think, you're on reality TV. Y'all been the couple that, is looking at everybody else with the side eye. I think they're gonna want to keep that position.
Whatever. They ain't buying y'all a house or nothing. Fuck, man. Look,
That's true, but I'm just saying. Yeah, we're talking about Cinco and Jay.
Cinco and J, y'all. Cinco and J.
You know, but I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50
Okay.
because I think that she would try to be fake, but I think if something has happened to make him upset, then he may not. So we'll see. But I'm 50-50 on them coming to the reunion, still a couple.
Okay. I think they're friends, but they're not a couple.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with
Who,
that.
what we got?
All right. Ty and Alicia.
But they don't. I thought you said the people in the house they left.
Oh, the people that were still there. Okay, but okay, but let's just ask them. What do you think is going to happen? What is your prediction for their show up at the reunion?
She's still gonna be talking slick.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, even slicker.
Right. And but see, he gonna be talking slick too, because now he done had a chance to go home and see that he looked crazy. She played him and made him look crazy on TV. I think he's gonna come back mad with something to prove, try to get, because see, people try to come to the reunion to get their lick back. When they didn't do anything all season long, then you wait to the reunion and now you try to get your lick back. So I think they're both gonna come amped up. He's going to be mad because he's going to have seen how everybody else was talking about him behind his back, and he's going to have something to prove.
I know she better not come with high waist nothing. I know that part. If not, I'm on your ass.
That little clip that we saw, I feel like she came with a new wig.
And she should.
Well, she had braids before, but
Nah, but
yeah.
you can't come to reunion. Everybody, you supposed to. It's like high school reunion. You can't come to reunion like you was any type of reunion. You gotta step it up.
Can I say I can't wait to see these fashions? I can't. We gotta do best and worst dressed. I can't wait. I can't wait. But yeah, they gonna come on some BS. They both gonna come with something to prove. But I think really for him, because he's going to be really angry that she got the best of him on TV.
She's gonna be really angry that. Yeah, well, due to the fact that everybody was like, "Yo, he likes you. This guy brought you to like." I
But
mean,
as a man, you don't think as a man that's gonna make him feel he gonna that's gonna make him feel some kind of way.
um, not if he got the team with him. I mean, the guy stood up for him. Um, it was like, and he changed. That's the part that bothers me. He changed. She had a problem. He pivoted. He understood this. She said what she said, and he made corrections, and it still wasn't good enough.
It still wasn't enough.
Damn
In
it!
fact, she was just every time he did something, she moved the goalpost. She moved the goalpost. He ran it. And then he's gonna have seen how crazy he looked. Because when you look at yourself on TV and you look like a sucker,
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Think about that. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Damn it, man.
All right, moving on to this. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's get into Lexus and Chris. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Chris, you should have just hit. You should have just hit it. I don't think she would have been tripping if you hit it and it didn't work out.
First of all, you don't ever in your life, in all your 45 years, because remember she said she was 45. In your 45 years, you don't never beg a Negro or anything, forget anything to take your goodies. You don't never beg She was downright begging, basically saying, "You owe me a night in the boom boom room."
Yo,
Girl, you shouldn't have to. And I felt so bad for Alexis because I'm like, girl, you should know that if you have to keep basically reminding and pushing it on him and he dodging it, it is he was dumping down. No, no.
the man remind the man of the sweet potato pie. Never have to remind him. He know he don't want it.
He doesn't want the pie.
And we have
Him
theories.
don't want it. Him don't want it. But the fact that she was still trying to convince him, you shouldn't have to convince a man to taste your sweet potato pie.
And now you talking about somebody going to watch this clip and feel crazy about themselves, playing themselves. It's got to be her.
But see, okay, and did y'all hear the way Chris was reading those cards tonight? I was so confused about the way he was pronouncing. He said children. He can he not speak? What's wrong with him?
Enunciation problem.
It was wild. It was Mississippi dirt, the dirt road of Mississippi. Miss Rhonda
sounds like Overton on Living Single.
I think he sounds worse because Overton we could always understand. That was wild. Under the olive branch said anything to keep from talking to Alexis.
Right.
Right. Okay, so why do you think? Okay, I think this is my prediction. I agree that he had with the theory that he had a woman, and the woman allowed him to go on the show
because he had already signed up for it.
Because he had already signed up, and I think him and Alexis were cool. And Gumboss, he don't sound like you.
Hell no! Don't even put this. Don't.
He trying it. He trying it.
Don't do that, bro.
He trying it, baby.
Do that, bro.
But no, I think that he had a girlfriend. He came on the show. They decided to come together because we know that she is a administrator for one of the Ready to Love pages, and she probably wanted to be on TV, as most of them do. And I think they had an arrangement, but I think that she did like him, but he didn't like her. Hey, baby.
I think he liked her, but I think he was under pressure. Because there's a gap in between doing the show. I mean, signing up and then actually recording. He's there. I want to be an actor, babe. So I already signed up for this. Let me show you my best acting skills. I'm not gonna do nothing. I promise you, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna be cool and cordial and respectful to her because I don't want to look crazy on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna sell it, but I'm not gonna do anything. And you get out there, and that's, to me, that's what he did.
I don't think he liked her at all. I think he was just trying to keep the peace. But even as a friendship, like when you're friends with people based on the fact that you're an administrator of a page and he's on a show, that's not real friendship. That's not real friendship. And if it was a real friendship, I don't even think he would have played her like he did.
But you can't get there and you doing that, and she playing Itsy Bitsy Spider on his thigh. Like, even if it's off camera, you supposed to, if you're single, she's not a unattractive woman. And I don't feel like if it didn't work, she would hold that against him.
So no, I don't think she. I think she's more of like the kind that was like, first of all, she's in Philly, he's in Texas. She ain't moving from Philly. Right. She ain't moving. And he ain't moving. I don't know. I just felt like it was bad acting on both of them. I don't really know. I don't really have a prediction for them at the reunion besides still trying to keep us bamboozled to believe that they were really actually in a relationship. I don't I don't know that they don't really have a right. Nobody really has a right to be mad at the other one because she kept on begging and trying to put it on him. He didn't want it. He ain't want it from the beginning. He didn't want it to the end. I don't know why he decided to say yes and they're gonna, we're leaving here together. It was just they really left as friends because
Right. That was for the camera. He didn't want her to look bad. That was, but you already made her. I'm gonna say you made her look bad because she made herself.
she made herself look bad.
Yeah.
He was trying up until the ninth hour to give him some sweet potato pie.
I would have got a slice, me personally. F it.
Now let me ask you this: what would you have done if you had a girlfriend at home?
No, if I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't know. But I mean, we don't know. We're speculating that we had a, if I had a girlfriend, I would keep it real. If I had a woman at home and I already signed up for that before I had my woman, I'm not gonna lie, I would have played it like he did.
Okay.
I
Because
would
I
have.
think, you know what I thought? I thought if you had a girlfriend and you went on the show, you might have still had a slice, but you would have not done it on camera.
Yeah, but the way they was carrying on, he didn't even do that.
He didn't.
He didn't touch it. And a sidebar, I don't like the pearl necklace he had with the pink shirt. Look
I
kind of
was a little concerned.
look kind of odd to me. I'm just gonna put that out there because I know there was a whole another set of rumors.
There's a whole nother set of rumors and an OnlyFans page with
And
a
I,
clientele that that might have qualified as S workers in the Diddy trial.
that part.
I'm just saying. That's so strange. If anyone has seen his OnlyFans page, can you share with us what
Censorship.
you
I
saw? Share with us.
seen it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna pay no subscription, but I am curious. I am curious. All right, let's get to some more foolishness and shenanigans and shenanigans and shenanigans for the love of shenanigans and trickery and fakery. Charlie and Jared. I'm gonna speak to Charlie. You speak to Jared.
All right.
Charlie, since probably like 3, 4 weeks ago, when you found out that Jared was not really into you, you have continued to wonder and ask, beg the question, you know, does he want to be with me? Why is he doing this? And you'll get upset, but then you'll still be up under him. You keep letting him crack. You keep doing, and I just even tonight, it just it even tonight at the very end, she said she deserved better, but that was only after he told her gave her a resounding no. I feel like Charlie was hoping against a hope that he would change his mind, that he would throw her another bone because she kept being open up until he told her no and put her in the car. And so my thing is this, you have to, yes, he's an asshole. We've already said that.
We gonna get to that.
Yeah, but besides that, the old women used to say, don't give a man more than one time to tell you he don't want to be with you. He told her numerous times, and she kept coming back saying, well, do you want to be with me? Well, do you? And then she was like, and even today, like before when they had the dinner and she was just up, he was hugging on her when he was like, well, I don't know what she's talking about, but this is my best friend. If you were standing on business, you would have been like, that's not how friends treat each other. We're not really friends because friends don't friends don't set friends up to crack and use them, that is not your friend. That's not your friend. He did not treat you as a friend would. So I think that she got played, but she signed up until he told her, up until his sister came, then it was on him.
Right.
The last 3 weeks, it's been on her. And as Tihu said, this is not the first asshole Charlie has loved. You can tell because her way of dealing with it is just to accept it and keep trying to. And really, what women are doing when they do that is they're hoping the guy will change his mind. They're hoping that he will want, if they keep having sex with him, they keep doing this, that he'll change his mind and want to be with them, knowing that he done already said no. He already said no.
Did he?
He did. He did. My thing is when he admitted to her that they asked him with that card game the first time,
Oh, right.
and did he want to leave? Did he think they would leave together? And he said, "Hell no,
Well,
not even no."
they said if the thing stopped today, would you?
But the point is, hell no. And he explained when his sister was there that being with somebody that has 4 children, moving her there didn't make sense. And I don't know what she kept asking for. She thought he was going to change his mind about her 4 kids. Lois Lane says, "Can you imagine what her other baby daddies are thinking after watching this?" I would think what her new baby daddies are thinking
They
watching this.
already know. That's why they're not. They already.
It's some new ones popping up that see her as an easy mark because she was so gullible up until he closed the door on her when she in the car ride. That dude is not your friend. And if he had said, "Let's go, let's get one more time," she would have got out that car and left.
I would have said that. Just because. Anyway, good.
Yeah, that's all I got on Charlie. It's like, girl, you're not really a victim. You're not a victim. You know, you're not a victim.
Oh God! All right.
This man didn't want you. He told you, and then you kept asking him. He was like, "Well, it doesn't. It just. I don't see how it could work." Well, do you want to be with me? Well, what do you think about us? What? I don't think he likes her. I don't think he likes nor respects her. I think it was an opportunity for him to be on TV. The fact that he doesn't care about the way he looked is that's a dangerous man. That's a dangerous man.
Yeah. Woo, all right. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Jared, man. This is his MO, I believe. This is what he does. He's a sniper of the Caucasian persuasion. I think these are easy targets for him. I do not believe this is his first time at the rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he likes that he does this, but I think he enjoys it, and there is a difference. You almost have to be disrespectful for her to get it. You got to stop beating around the bush and be like, well, you have to be as direct as possible. And if that doesn't work, you almost have to be disrespectful and throw it in her face. The woman's asked you several times. She's become transparent after that. Just say what it is. You've told us, obviously, in the confessional, but you did not tell her in the same fashion.
Mm-hmm.
You told her in a way that a smart person would get it. But obviously, she's not that bright. And you enjoy the fact that she's not that bright because you get another night of slumber. They did a sweet potato pie, cutting it about, I don't know, how many times did you hit, Jared? That's how many slices that were cut there, and you wanted to get every last one of them. You knew what it was, as you told us in the confessionals.
Yeah.
And I think because of the kids and because of what you knew she was yearning for, I think you could have been a little bit more fair and a little bit more direct and maybe held back your penis. Not even maybe. You should have. Because she even said that. We had that several times. And you knew that. I think you and Kiki were there for the same reason. To vacation and to get it.
Well, Kiki, he was there to vacation and to crack.
I don't know what kind of cracking Kiki did, but she was definitely on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here we go. Speaking of Kiki, let's get into it. Kiki and Brandon. Kiki and Brandon.
Like the Hawaiian island Waikiki.
Why Kiki? Why Kiki?
Why?
Why Kiki?
Why, Kiki? Why did you listen? And you still didn't come clean to this brother.
No.
Your present situation. I like how you dressed it up because you didn't want to go all the way. Maybe you were hoping he had a confessional and you would even things out, but that wasn't the case, Kiki. That wasn't the case. And to be honest with you, I think he should have been told you it was over because he been knew then. That I am going to say that. I think he been knew. Brandon knew before then. He was trying to see if there's any hope, but you knew it wasn't in Brandon. You knew it was over, and you was trying to let her down gently, which is hard. But you was trying to let her down gently until you couldn't take it anymore, and said what you had to say. But you could have said that a while ago, brother. And it seems like in between the time you guys had, which they didn't show on camera, it seems like they showed the after effects of it, that you guys had some good moments.
Mm-hmm.
But and it might be they need to do that for the storyline, didn't show it, but they spoke on it. So I just feel like you dragged it a little longer than you were supposed to, too, Brandon. But I don't think Kiki was surprised. I do not think she was surprised.
Can I say that Kiki has some nerve? Did y'all notice that today when Kiki got the answer, which we knew the answer already, right? Because of how he reacted when he heard her secret. He never changed his energy towards her after that. He was like, "No." But did y'all notice that Kiki tried to um flip it? And basically, he was like, "No," and she was like, "Well, I don't want to be with you because you did it." And I'm like, "Kiki, you were wrong. Kiki never took accountability for the fact that he did not want to be with her because, and it doesn't matter why, but because you told him that you were living with well, she didn't even tell him he's still in the house, but that she had a dude the whole time. And then he was like, no, she never she was unapologetic, boldly unapologetic. Today, she was like, well, I don't want to be with you because I feel like I was walking on eggshells and that's not fair to me. What? Mo? She said she was walking on eggshells. Now, yeah, she didn't. And it's hard. I couldn't. You can't feel no empathy for her because she did not take any accountability for the fact that she was wrong. I feel like she owed him an apology. She owed him the full truth. The fact that the dude is still there. He said, all those times you stood me up, I thought it was because you weren't confident or because you had something else going on. Not that you had something else going on, you weren't confident or you were this or that. Come to find out it was because you had another man. I didn't think that was it, and now I'm good." And she never said I was wrong. She
But
never said that.
she said, "Well, that was some of the time." So, come on, man.
She
Even
did say he was acting like a child. She took not 1 ounce of accountability for what she did wrong. She lied about the fact that she was still in a relationship and the fact that she's still living up until this day with the guy. And then she had the nerve to say she deserves better. And she was not,
from who?
she, she did. Hey, hey,
Come on, man.
Kiki Kiki was wild tonight. I could not believe that she was that way. Then at the very end, she you could tell it wasn't anything to her because she thought it was funny. She was cool, she wasn't upset. She was like, "I can't get a hug." And Brandon was like, "Nah, Kiki." He said later. What did he say? Later, Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
And she was sitting in there in the car. He didn't want to give her a hug, but she really was that Kiki is diabolical because for you to be drinking like that and then get mad when somebody calls you out. And I mean, never did she take any accountability for anything ever.
Not
And
one.
she stood on that faulty business all the way till tonight. So for those of you who were saying Kiki was just here for vacation, I think you were right. Kiki played in our faces. She played at the table and beyond in our faces.
There for vacation when your ex that you live with is paying the rent.
All right, let's give our predictions on Kiki. And actually we forgot to do Jared and Charlie, the predictions for the reunion.
She's gonna be on him, but he's not gonna care because she ain't gonna be looking the same at the reunion.
He's talking about who you talking about? Jared and Charlie?
Jared and Charlie. I saw the clip.
um
He's gonna be like,
I think she's gonna try to play victim. I think Charlie's gonna try to play victim, which she's not. I think Jared's gonna double down on his ignorance, which he's done all season. I think she's gonna be worse because I think that's what women do. You try to get sympathy from other women, because oh, he did me wrong, but he didn't really do you wrong.
here's the thing. He plays white girl games, and when old girl called it out, she saw it instantly, where Charlie didn't or didn't want to see. You know what I'm talking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's not going like the sis. That's why a lot of these dudes is not telling you. It's not even so much of the looks or they prefer. Is that they can get away with BS while they go that direction a lot of times.
What did you think of Jared saying that he doesn't believe in monogamy?
It's a lot of dudes that don't. I mean, but once again, once he got called out, and that's the part I was talking about, she was like, "Nah, man, you was saying that on," because he tried to clean it up because he saw how everybody was looking at, and he thought the guys were going to support him, and they didn't.
They did not. They saw a ship sinking and they let it sink. But I think you're right, his philosophy a lot of men agree with, but I feel like he's he's extremely disrespectful.
Yeah,
If you he said he maybe Jared really got hurt in his divorce. Because what I've learned is just because somebody did the hurting doesn't mean that they're not hurt. They could have broken their own heart, right? So his divorce left him in a worse state, and he's going to be hurting other women until he heals.
I will guarantee you, his divorce is probably due to the same stuff that he's doing now.
I'm sure, but that doesn't mean that he may not still be broken over it.
I doubt it. I just think that's him, and he ain't learned his lesson yet.
Well, he's definitely has no sense of moral fiber, because for him to be okay with his sister and his parents and his family seeing him talk the way he did and be disrespectful the way he did, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too many sisters that's dealing with that.
Mm-mm. I think that they're going to come to the reunion. He's going to double down on his actions, and she's going to feel like, she wants to get sympathy from the other women.
There you go. But I believe he also feels like if he can get a chance to to be with her intimate again, then guys play those games, especially with a woman that he knows that's into him.
He can always go back to it.
He can hit the reset button and have another 6 months and do what he do until she tries to put her foot down again and repeat the cycle.
All right, Kiki and Brandon. I think that Kiki is going to come to the reunion with the same foolish games of not being accountable. She she is not going to. I can't see. I would bet my 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 left kneecap. I just gave it to you. That Kiki is not going to come back and admit that she was wrong. And if she does admit, she's going to quickly pivot to what he did wrong.
I would bet you a snack that that he still lives with a boy.
Forget you. I do feel like she probably still lives with the dude. I think she got back with her ex.
Now, I think about this. If you're in that situation, you're waiting to see if it's better with Brandon, and if it's not, you're not going to leave. You see what I'm saying? You have nothing else to monkey brain.
I hate you for saying you bet me a snack. I hate it. I hate it.
Now,
But yeah,
you remember that time I showed you the screenshot? They stopped making Hostess cupcakes, and you was crying.
I don't remember that. No, I don't.
You wasn't crying, but I did send you the.
Anyway,
this was a long time ago. This might have been 2013, 14, and they
I
said
don't remember that.
when Hostess cupcakes. And I said,
I can't stand you. Anyway, Brandon, I think Brandon gonna come back trying to act even more like hateful towards her, because I think he's gonna feel again like he got played.
I think he should bring his brother back.
with the bob swoop.
It's not raining that day, and it's all right.
I do have more news, and I couldn't pull it for y'all, but I'll have it next week. It's breaking news story. Clavassier showed up on Miss Pat, Judge Pat's show on BET with another pregnant girl suing a girl. Clavassier showed up on Miss Pat's show, and somebody sent me the link, so I'll play it next week.
But I didn't know what was it about. He showed up on. He was suing the girl.
Yeah.
Wow. For what?
It ought to be from the Ozempic he was taking. or whatever, the GLP, whatever. All that he was doing, because but this girl is pregnant. I'm like, yeah, Miss Pat settles it. He's on Miss Pat settles it, which means he's in Atlanta.
Right. He said
They
that.
ain't flying nobody in.
That budget is no.
That budget is not flying nobody in. I do want to remark on Taronda's outfit. What I've decided is her outfits are atrocious because they are a collection of different energies. So she has the hat on from up top, the bodysuit on from a woman that's past her prime.
With the tonight?
Yeah, she had something that had like a corset body.
That was
with-
an Asian man's old karate outfit from the. Because I was like, what? The hat was, yeah, the hat was right, but I got Asian feel. Oh, I got how y'all ladies say it? It's giving me karate Asian old monk outfit.
Monk, not monk. Yeah, there was two little things that tried to come up here and be feminine. She doesn't ever come off as feminine, ever.
You're right.
And unfortunately, Tammy, I don't believe she stole them from Empire because she never looked that bad on Empire. I'm just saying that they were not the clothes from Empire. But I think she's trying to combine too many different looks. And it's just it's not she's not kung fu fighting.
Do
It's not
you
good.
think she's a stylist or she's doing that herself?
I think she's doing it herself.
That could be the problem.
Or she could have a stylist that's really bad. Because there are stylists that think they'll put something together and be like, yeah, that and it'd be like it look a hot mess.
Yeah, they tell them this is gonna be the new thing. It don't.
Yeah, it looks good on you. And it's like that don't look good. So if it's not someone that, is a friend or is extremely cheap, it it may be somebody that just, has no clue. Also, she's a bigger woman. Like
I'm
she's
glad
a
you said that. I'm glad you said that
no,
because
so I'm saying she may not be able to, like, some of the stylists don't, not everybody knows how to style a bigger woman.
you're a bigger woman or a bigger person. Keep the outfit simple.
I don't think that's true.
No,
I think you can wear whatever you want, but just make sure it fits.
it's going to look big busy if you're a bigger. It's on the frame. I'm telling you,
It's just too much going on with the she's trying to keep her New York swag in California, which is not going to work.
definitely ain't
It's
gonna
not
work.
going to work. But yeah, I think like we said earlier, Brittany and Ty are going to be off the chain. I think this couple here that we lost early on, I think they about to come back and turn it up with the accusations. They're both going to be angry because they went home, and I think they're going to be really, really hateful to each other.
It's
'Cause,
Aaron, right?
yeah, he was hateful to her before he left, and she was too. But I think when they come back to this reunion, because they did miss out on being on, for the rest of the season, I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah. Um, she's gonna be just as mean. Um, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it because here's the thing. Even going back and forth, what is the point at this point? You know what I mean?
Because they both gonna feel like they have something to say. He was angry and she was angry too. And I think because their time was cut short, they're gonna see this as an opportunity to get back what they wish they could have said. You know how you think about an argument with somebody and like, man, I should have said this, man, I should have said that, and you get it too late. This is a perfect opportunity for all the things that you thought you wish you could have said. You gather them up and you bring them to the reunion.
That is true, and I am notorious for restarting it just because I thought of something slick to say it and I didn't get a chance to say it. So I'm gonna figure out how to bring it out.
You setting it up yourself. You
I
set it up. You
do,
you produce the moment yourself.
I do, just because I'll be like, damn, I should have said that was a better, and I reintroduce it.
That's what a lot of people do.
That is petty.
That's that. But I'm saying it's like you sat home this time and you thought of all the things that you wish you could have said in that argument. And everybody tries to go level up and get their wardrobe looking better, their face looking better. So the other person is upset when I'm gonna show him what he missing out on.
Okay. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. Okay.
It goes both ways. The pendulum swings both ways.
No. That's to anyone with that
Yeah.
mindset. Okay.
You never know. You never know. So that is what I think is going to happen. I think that hold on, we got one more couple right here. Um Clavassier and Tatiana.
Yeah, man.
How you think Clavassier is gonna come back?
He gonna try to be cool. He gonna try to direct people to his Instagram and show him how he's living. He don't care. He's gonna act like he don't care. I'm doing better than all of y'all. That's his motto. He doesn't care. He's on TV. He only cares about that.
And that's his goal. Because with him doubling back and being on Miss Pat, he just somebody hire that man so he don't have to go on no more dating reality shows. Somebody hire that man. What does this say? Under the olive branch. Okay. Says when did they film the reunion? Was the show finished when they filmed? So the show was finished being taped, but usually the reunion is shot after most of the season has already aired, so that people can actually see what happened. They can watch it and then come back and talk about it. But we don't know if that happened with this because it is it's right after the season. But they could have. I bet some episodes aired before they shot it. I put it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if all of them, but some of them definitely did. Yeah. But yeah, that is our thoughts on tonight's episode. We're going to get out of here early because it is not early. It is.
We got Christal Gold. She's keeping up with us. We truly appreciate it. She's out there working on something, and like I said, I thank you because I know it takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? We hear it in your voice and everything, and I know get some rest. Everybody gets some rest. So we truly thank you on that note. Y'all, hey man, the reunion is it. Please watch the reunion. If it's 2 parts, then you know the second part is gonna be even.
Not y'all telling me, Crystal, you need to go to bed. I know. But yeah, watch the reunion because y'all, we have to do the clothing, the best looks, the best dressed and worst dressed.
That part.
And we need to get and we know that people are going to come with something to prove. So we need to get off into this. So make sure y'all watch the reunion and then we'll check in on Friday.
On Friday.
Yes. And Tammy says watch Cam Newton's interview with K Michelle. I will, and then I will tell y'all what I think. I also have an amazing Monday because I have been keeping up with the Diddy trial.
Interesting, y'all. Grace and gossip. Please check. Crystal's gonna have the update. Everything that's been going on through the week. 8:00. Grace and gossip. Crystal. Then we are back again on the relationship. No, on
Dating Diaries.
8 p.m. Eastern Wednesday. Then again, of course, like we just said, we're going to get into the reunion, watch the reunion. So Friday, Monday, Wednesday, make us a part of your week, please, and we'll make you a part of ours.
I love it. You see how my co-host holds me down. Hold me down. I'm about to go back and get in this bed. I love y'all for watching. Y'all have a great weekend, right?
Please.
Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Love on your people. I told you about this. I'm in a blue zone and I'm seeing how people are really loving on their families and really spending time and even their communities. And it's a beautiful thing. And I wish that for us. I see the Italians down here doing it. I wish that for us, but that's what we do every week here. We love on each other. We laugh a little bit. We talk a little bit, but it's all about love. I will see y'all on Monday. Y'all have a beautiful week. Mo, I'll holler at you.
All right, y'all. Get some.
All right.